Hey guys, Brian here with another episode of The Garden Voyeur, and today we are going to try out a new tactic against the caterpillars. I was at hockey practice last night for my 10-year-old, just turned 10 today, and was talking to a couple of the dads on the team who were kind of into gardening, and one dad mentioned, and he swears by using vinegar or apple cider vinegar to fight the caterpillars in their garden. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make some of that, and we're going to take it out to the garden and spray it, and hopefully in the next few days we'll notice a difference. So let's check out what we're going to do. Okay, so we are in our kitchen, and I'm going to go ahead and pull out, here's the vinegar. I don't have any apple cider vinegar, but we're going to go ahead and use the distilled white vinegar. And I looked it up online, and it said the mixture, and a little bit of coffee here before we go. You don't want to do too much vinegar because the vinegar is going to kill the plants. You just want a low concentration. So it said anywhere from a teaspoon to a tablespoon. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab this. This is pretty close to a tablespoon. And we're not going to fill this up too much. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and get my little funnel. Put the funnel in there. And we're going to get a little bit of vinegar. Probably a little bit too much. Okay. And then we're going to fill this up with cold water. And we'll give it a good shake. And we'll take it outside. Now, another tip that I got online, actually I got a few tips. One came from Chef Greg, who I follow his Instagram account, and it's fantastic. And he mentions that in his garden, he also does coffee grounds that repel the caterpillars and the moths. And when I looked that up, and I do use the coffee grounds for our compost bin, and I do work the compost into the soil in the raised garden beds around the tomatoes and everything. But what I did read online was that the coffee grounds potentially could mask the smell of your lettuces and cabbages and stuff, to where the moths, when they come in, they can't really tell which way is up. And we're going to give that a try too. So in addition to spraying with the vinegar mixture, we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of our coffee grounds. And this is the container. This is an old container that I use. And what I do is I come over to our little Cuisinart here, which has been a great coffee maker for us. I'm going to reach in, and where's my spoon I had gotten out? There we go. Got a little plastic spoon, and I'm going to just spoon out the old coffee grounds. And we're going to take this out to the garden, and we're going to just kind of top dress around the kale and some of the other things. I don't have my spinach going just yet, but we will soon. So I'm just going to leave that there. So we've got our used coffee grounds we're going to use. Any kind of sprayer would work. And I would recommend getting a nice sprayer. This is just a hand pump one. The only problem with this is if your garden is kind of big, your hand's going to cramp pretty quick. So you might want to get one of those commercial type sprayers where you kind of, has got the pump action and you can kind of spray. But ours, we just have a few raised garden beds, so we're just going to use this sprayer here. I did get this at our local farm store. And I think this was maybe $3 or $4. So when it works really good, we've got that primed and ready to go. So let's head out to the garden. Okay, so we're back here at the garden, and in one of the last episodes, I took you on a tour of our dinosaur kale. It was doing great a little over a month ago, and then just completely ravaged by caterpillars. And on that last episode, I mean, we picked off probably half a dozen within about 5 minutes. And again, every morning I come out, and I mean, this thing's just getting worse and worse. And So that's where we're going to get started. We're going to do the dinosaur kale. I'm going to kind of surround it with some of the used coffee grounds. And then on the vinegar spray, what I didn't do when we were inside, they also recommend to put in a little bit of dishwashing soap, just like a touch, so that, you know what a touch is, right? I don't know. But anyways, I just do like a pump or something. And I think what it does, it helps it to stick to the leaves, or else it would just all kind of roll off. So in here I've got just under a tablespoon of just regular white vinegar, a touch or a squirt of dishwashing detergent, or the Dawn or the knockoff Dawn soap that you guys would use in the kitchen. So I've got that in here. So let's go ahead and get this coffee grounds kind of around. And again, this tip came from Chef Greg, and what I'll try to do is put his Instagram account in our description below. So we've got the coffee grounds on there. We're going to try that out, and we're just going to take our sprayer. Let's make sure that's working. And the thing is, you want to spray this around really good. We're getting the lens and the camera kind of wet, and that's okay. And the key thing here is you want to make sure you get up underneath the leaves, because that's where a lot of them start out. So get it a good spray. And you can tell, if you look inside the crown, you can still see all that caterpillar poop, which kind of sounds disgusting, but really, all they're really eating is kale. So I wonder if this is just as healthy as using worm castings or something. But anyways, we've got a good spray going. And wouldn't it be funny if, or ironic, or it's my luck, that I'll come out tomorrow and my ratio of vinegar to water is off and I've killed my plants because of the spray. But anyways, let's go over here and take care of our other kale, and I'll show you guys what that looks like right now. Okay, at the end of our garden box here, we've got some Georgia Southern Kale here in the middle. That's 2 plants there that we actually got from the Missouri Botanical Garden about a month ago. We were out there and they were kind of just handing these little seedlings out. So we grabbed 2 of them, or grabbed actually 4, and my younger son has the other ones planted over in his side garden. And then on the end here we have another dinosaur kale, which isn't looking too good either, and that one's getting eaten up also. So why don't we go ahead and top dress with the coffee grounds and get the spray going. And there you can see on the very end, I had planted some Swiss chard, and that's not doing too good down there. I don't know, maybe it's not getting enough sun or what. But anyways, let's take care of what we came out here to do. All right, so we've got a little bit left of our coffee grounds, and I'm just going to come in here and kind of top dress a little bit. And make sure that we get that down in there. So I've got all of the coffee grounds out. And get my spray bottle, and we'll just kind of go, and while I'm here I might as well pick off a few caterpillars. And we'll just spray the tops here first, get them all sprayed off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come in underneath and just spray the underneath of the leaves again. And as many times as I come out picking caterpillars off, they just seem to come back in greater numbers. See, like on the back of this leaf here, and I don't know if you guys can see, there's probably at least 6. Get that leaf out of your way. Sorry about that. But they're really small, But you can see two here at the top, and they're just so tiny. Again, I just kind of roll them off. They're so tiny, but they do just so much damage. So I did have a person on Twitter who suggested that I use, and they say it's organic, BT, and I think it's a particular bacteria that affects just caterpillars, and I think I'm going to go that route as well, or I may at least hold off on that for a little bit just to see how the vinegar works. And then we will try the BT, and then there's a particular type of soap that a couple other people have recommended that we use. So would I like to stay as organic as possible, whatever the definition of organic is? Yes. Overall, I mean, I just want to use as little chemicals as possible. You know, in our food supply, there's just so many things in the food supply that I believe is just making us sick over a long period of time. Oh, that leaf almost hit you guys. And if you can grow your own food, or as much as you can, and to where it's higher quality, and you try to not use as many chemicals to combat the pests. I mean, it's going to take a little extra work, but I think in the end it'll be worth it. Back of this one here, can you guys see that? Right there. There's some bigger ones. And they're just having a field day. Whoa, there's 6 of them. These guys are huge. So, again, I haven't gotten to the point yet of just squishing them. I just kind of roll them off, and then I toss them into the grass, and hopefully the birds come by to pick them off. They get a little extra treat. But and with the concentration we made, again, it's just under a tablespoon. I almost hit you guys again. For a big bottle like this, you should be able to spray as much as you can without it hurting the plants. And that's what we're going to do. So anyways, I'm going to finish up here, and maybe in a few days I'll give you guys an update as to how I think it's going. So today the strategy was using regular vinegar mixture, less than a tablespoon, between a teaspoon and a tablespoon, nice spray bottle, and a little bit, don't forget your dish soap, and then you want to use your old coffee grounds, which will help mask the scent of your plants that the moths and I guess butterflies are coming to, because they like those specific ones. And then the secondary thing after this, we'll look into maybe using some of the BT and some of that soap. I'll do a little bit more research on that to kind of see what we need to do on that. So until then, we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.